Yo, what's happening, world? B Marsh Boxing was good boxing heads and fight fans around the world. Sergey Kovalev versus Anthony Yarde. First bid has been set for April 8th. When is that? Actually, that's probably next week sometime. All right, so last month the WBO had ordered that Sergey Kovalev and what's his name? Anthony Yarde go to a purse bid or come to negotiations within 30 days. And if not, the fight's going to be set to a purse bid. So because the two sides didn't come together for and reach an agreement, the WBO has now set a purse bid for 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday, April the 8th, at the WBO headquarters in San Juan, Puerto Rico. The minimum acceptable bid for the fight is 300. What is that? 3 million. $3 million. No, what is that? One, two. Excuse me. 300,000. The minimum acceptable bid for the fight is 300,000. Now, under the WBO rules, if the fight between the champion and the mandatory challenger, so Kovalev being the champion and the mandatory challenger being Anthony Yarde. Now, if the title fight is held in the country of origin, residence, or nationality of the champion, let's say the fight was held in Russia in favor of the man in Russia in the champion Sergey Kovalev's home. The champion would receive 75% of the purse, and the challenger will take the remaining 25. Now, if the fight for the title is held in any other country in the world, anywhere in the world, let's say USA, because both fighters ain't from USA, the champion should get 80% of the purse, and the challenger should receive 20%. Now, you know, Anthony Yarde and Baba Tunde, or what's his name? Tunde Ajayi, them fellas ain't trying to hear that, man. If this fight has to happen in the USA, they only gonna get 20% of the pie, you know what I mean? They not feeling that. You check it. So Kovalev, we already know he's a champion how many times? Five-time champion at the light heavyweight division. You know what I'm saying? He got his title back when in February when he beat Elidia Alvarez via unanimous decision. You know what I mean? So he's still he's still ticking. You know what I mean? He's still actually probably arguably the best light heavyweight in the world. Definitely most accomplished and the most experienced. You know what I mean? Anthony Yarde, he been going through competition, 18 and 0, 17 KOs. Really been fighting a whole lot of nobodies, you know what I mean? But he hasn't faced a fighter on the level of Kovalev, you know what I'm saying? He knocked out some opponent last month in like 5 rounds, you know what I mean, for a stoppage victory. So we heard what Baba Tunde Ajay said. If the fight ain't happening in UK and London, forget about it. They're not going to USA. So we'll see if they even participate in this WBO purse bid. You know what I mean? That's been set for April the 8th. We'll see what happens if they pull out. What they are they still going to be ranked highly in the WBO sanctioning body rankings? We shall find out. What's up, Mike 104? What's goody with you, man? Mike 104 says, "What up, B? Yard stepping up to world level at the right time. Kovalev is a seasoned vet. Yeah, let's not jump the gun too fast on Yard. Yeah, he's trying to step up to. He's mandated to step up to the world level, but the competition he's faced is not world level. I wouldn't even call. I don't even know if I'd call that domestic level in UK because he hasn't fought guys like Frank Buglioni, Callum Johnson. You know what I'm saying? These type of guys who a guy like Callum Johnson, man, he's doing all right now. After that loss, that great fight he had with the man Better Beef, it only lasted 5 rounds, but he put a lot of effort in it and came off the canvas to drop the man Better Beef, you know. So he hasn't faced the world elite competition. Kovalev has a seasoned vet, like you said. You know what I mean? 18 and 0, 17 KOs. But who did he fight? Who are the 17 guys he beat? Word to God, I can't even tell you these guys' names right now, really and truly. I swear to God, I can't. I can't even tell you one guy Anthony Yard fought. And I made a video about Anthony Yard when he was 4 and 0, and I said this guy's going to be a future world champion. You know what I mean? I was pretty high on him when he was about 4 and 0 because I'd watched him from his pro debut. But really and truly, I probably stopped watching his fights probably since he was 9 and 0, 10 and 0. I really did because he wasn't really stepping up to fight even domestic fighters. Look at Joshua Buatsi. Joshua Buatsi's doing big things as a guy who just turned pro in what, 2017? You know what I'm saying? After the 2016, after he captured the bronze in the 2016 Olympics in Rio. Okay, so I don't quite know if the man Anthony Yarde is ready for Kovalev. You know what I mean? And Babatunde Ajay, he said that the fight ain't happening if it's not going to happen in London. They trying to call the shots. He said they're the A side. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to figure out, man, if this fight, like I just read and told y'all what happened with the WBO rules. You know what I mean? You know, if the fight happens in the country of origin of any fighter, look, if it happens in the UK in Russia, Kovalev would get 75%. You know what I mean? Of the pie. If it happened anywhere in the world besides Russia, he'd get 80% of the pie. You know what I'm saying? If it happens in London, he will get 80% of the pie because that's any. If the fight for the title is held in any other country, that man Kovalev, man, he gonna eat a big piece of the pie. You know what I mean? And I'm sure the man Anthony Yard's not feeling that. Anthony Yard, man, they better and Frank Warren, they gotta give this guy a good offer so that man could come over to UK. That fight, believe you me, I think it would be a bigger fight in England than it would be in USA. Nobody knows Anthony Yard in USA. If Kovalev goes over there to London, I'm not saying that the man Kovalev is a worldwide superstar. And he's no, but he came over there and captured his first world title when he beat the guy from Wales, that mathematician. What's that guy's name? Let me cut this off one time. Sorry about the notifications. What's that guy? Nathan Cleverly. You know what I mean? So he came over there, and I'm sure the British fans remember what he did to Nathan Cleverly, beat him and battered him all around the ring from pillar to post. They know what he's done fighting against Ward, Bernard Hopkins, Pascal. Only guy he really didn't fight was Adonis Stevenson. You know what I mean? So boxing fans in England will know him, and I'm pretty sure they will turn up for the man Kovalev. They will come through, and they could fill out somewhere, or at least do better numbers than they would in the states. Because really and truly, in USA, Kovalev can't he can't sell out nowhere. You know what I mean? Kovalev, they try to put him in Atlantic City. That's why he had to go to Canada twice to face the man Jean Pascal. You know what I mean? The man doesn't have a home base. You check it. So I don't know why they didn't try to base him in Brooklyn or something down there in Shepherd's Bay, Coney Island, down there, south of Brooklyn, where there's a lot of Russians. You know what I'm saying? Or even have him fight in Madison Square Garden or Barclays Center. That's a stronghold for the Russian community. I don't know why they never put him in there. Mike 104 says Yard has fought for intercontinental titles, a euphemism for second tier. I'm glad he's stepping up. I'm not down with this build up to fight shit. I want to see him mix it up with the best. So do I. Been waiting to see that. But unfortunately, going from the caliber of guys he's been fighting to going to a world class elite fighter like Kovalev could be disastrous, man. Could be a disastrous. There's a big margin of skill level in between there that the man Anthony Yard has not quite reached yet, you know. Maybe if he took up one of these domestic British fighters and did a job on them, you know what I mean? Then we could say, man, this guy's ready for world level, you know what I mean? Can he beat a Callum Johnson right now? Will he even get in the ring with a fighter of the caliber of Callum Johnson? We shall see. B Marsh Boxing, let me know in the comment section what you think. You think this fight gonna happen? You think Anthony Yard and Babatunde Ajayi? Do you think they gonna show up to the purse bids over there in Puerto Rico? What's good, P Money? How you feeling, man? P Money in the chat. What's good, B Marsh? Yard is not ready for Kovalev, in my opinion. I agree with you 100%, P Money. He's not, but let his trainer tell it. They ready for that smoke, you know what I mean? He said he talking like they ready. He said they the A side. He said the fight ain't happening if it's not in London. So what if are they gonna show up to the purse bid? That's what I really want to know. Big ups to P Money. Big ups to Mike 104. Thanks for coming through. Let me know in the comment section, guys, if you think this fight's gonna happen. You think this man they'll go ahead with the purse bid? And if they do, if the fight do so happen to go wherever except London. You think these guys, Tunde Ajayi and Kovalev, going to take? Excuse me, Anthony Yard going to take that fight? I highly doubt it right now. So it's up to them to prove me wrong. Mike 104 says there will be there will definitely be a learning curve. But so what? Even if he loses, it's not the end of the world. I want boxing to shake this stigma of a loss. So what? Dudes need to mix it up. I agree with you, man. I agree with you. But you know, at the end of the day, we want to see the best fight the best. But these promoters have invested in these fighters. They've put money behind these fighters, and the loss for a guy like Anthony Yarde, a guy who's already getting on a lot of people's nerves, even guys in England, fans from England, about the competition he's been facing. Look, if they think they're ready, go ahead, jump in the deep end. You know what I mean? But like P Money says, man, you don't think Yard's ready for Kovalev. You know what I mean? I don't think he is either. Because of the level of competition he's faced, you know what I mean? He's knocking out stiffs that we know he'll knock out. You know what I'm saying? Who had a fucking stellar record like that? Used to be guys like straight up knockouts, but when he faced, okay, even though he fought a great fighter, look at a guy like Philip Endow. Philip Endow's a guy who fought Floyd Mayweather in one of Floyd's most exciting fights, where Floyd was coming through on the front foot and he stopped the guy. Fucking dropped like 5, 6 straight right hands on him. There was a point in time in that fight where these guys were slugging it out. If you never seen Floyd slug it out, take hits to give hits with a fighter, go watch that fight with Philip Endow. Philip Endow coming into that fight was like 31-1 with 30 KOs. You know what I mean? He had one loss with 30 KOs. You know what I mean? It's like every fight he fought, he had knocked his opponent out. When he stepped up the competition, he got stopped. You know what I mean? And he was a bigger fighter than Floyd. Joe Lipsy, that was a guy that fought Bernard Hopkins early in Bernard Hopkins' um, middleweight when he was campaigning at middleweight and he was defending his title, his IBF title at the time. That guy Joe Lipsy was like, can't quite remember his record. If he was 25-0, he had like 25 knockouts. You know what I'm saying? Beat up a bunch of nobodies. He stepped in there with B Hop. B Hop had one of his, no, not one of, that was B Hop's best knockout and stoppage of his career when he fought that guy Joe Lipsy. You know what I mean? Joe Lipsy never ever fought again after that, you know? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think of somebody else who had a stellar knockout KO ratio. Then they stepped up to the plate and they got knocked out. It's not coming to me right now, man. You know what I'm saying? But I look, even a guy like undefeated. What's that guy's name? Okay, even a guy like Tommy Hearns when he came into that fight with Ray Leonard, and look, he beat Pepino Cuevas, a great fighter. Did Tommy Hearns to get that WBA title? I'm not saying he beat up a bunch of nobodies on his way up, but the point is his record was like what was he like? Man, he was like 30. What was it like 30-0? 30-0 with like 29 knockouts, and he got stopped by Ray Leonard. You know what I mean? I just had one pop into my head just right now. Damn. I just had one pop into my head. A guy with a vicious KO record, and he came in undefeated, and he lost. Anyways, you catch the drift, man. You know what I mean? The KOs is all well and fine, you know what I'm saying, till you meet that right one in the ring. P Money says Yard should definitely get that work if they talking like they want it. I like his confidence and he can prove me wrong, and I won't be mad at the brother for doing that. Yeah, his confidence is mostly his man, not the manager, excuse me, Baba Tunde Ajayi. Tunde Ajayi, he be talking mad shit, man. This man is the mouthpiece for for um for Anthony Yard, man. He be talking mad shit, you know. But at the end of the day, he can't fight for the man Anthony Yard. You know what I mean? And Anthony Yard, I'm trying to tell you, man, the level of opposition he been fighting, he ain't ready for Kovalev. But if he is, and he beats him and proves me wrong, that'd be wonderful, man. I will be rooting for the guy, no question about it. When if and when he does fight the man Kovalev, you know what I mean? I'll be rooting for Anthony Yard, you know what I mean? But it's up to him to prove me wrong, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Big ups to P Money. Big ups to Mike 104. And I'm gonna catch you guys on the next vid. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section, and let me know if you think this fight will take place. You think Anthony Yarde and Babatunde Jaya Frank Warren will show up to that purse bid next month?